Yes, there's been some distancing there. We're not on the best terms with some of my family. We've had some disagreements and stuff, but we're working toward healing, definitely, and restoration. But we're having to kind of just take some time and heal, and just doing what's best for our family right now.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, September 15th. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. I have been having some issues with my recording getting synced up, and I think I've got it fixed. So if you had noticed in some of my videos that the audio was just lagging a little bit behind my mouth, I apologize. I found a new way to record, and I hope this is actually better. We'll see. So welcome back to my channel, and I'm going to do an update on Jill Duggar, our favorite over here. Can I just tell you something? I got a message from somebody who grew up with the Duggars, and it was so sweet. This person, who doesn't want to be identified, had reached out to me because they had seen that Abby Duggar had shared photographs of Jill on her Facebook, and they were like so excited to see Abby sharing photographs of Jill, knowing the stress that Jill has gone through and all of that. And I thanked them for sending me the photo, and then we started sort of chit-chatting about their connection to the Duggars, and it's all verified, but they don't want to be known for obvious reasons. And they just said, I just really love your channel and your platform because you love Jill and you're nice to Jill. And this person just wanted to reiterate so that you guys know that Jill is one of the sweetest, kindest, most loving individuals in the world. And this specific girl absolutely adores her, loves that she has stood up for herself, and loves that she has broken free. This individual has also broken free and has been inspired by Jill's courage. So if you're wondering if Jill is setting an example to others in the community, yes. And for some, she's a very positive, uplifting role model to them, showing them that they can have happiness outside of the legalistic world. And I just thought that was a really sweet story that I thought I would share with you. Another funny story that they shared with me is that they're in the same age range as some of the Duggar boys. And we were talking about some of the boys courting and how, courtships work. And they made this funny comment about how you would never get a text message from one of the Duggar boys unless they're going to marry you. And I thought, wow. So unless you're going to marry a Duggar boy, don't expect to get anything, no messages, no communication from them. They're only in it to win it. And if you're not in it to win it, they don't commingle with the opposite sex. Who knew? Before we get into this video and talk about all things Duggar, can you do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed, and turn those notifications on so you know when new content loads. And if there's ever a live on this channel, it could happen. And please leave me some comments. Hey, you know what I want to know? I want to hear this from you. If you have a similar story to the individual that reached out to me to let me know how much they loved Jill and how much they were inspired by her leaving and how much strength that gave them to consider leaving, I'd love to hear that from you. Like, we don't have to agree with everything that someone thinks, feels, espouses. Some people get really frustrated, like, oh, how can you support Jill? She's so anti this or anti that. And listen, we're not here to micromanage her belief system. What we're here is to support a woman that has left a high control environment, right? Everything else in life can evolve and change as you deconstruct from what you've learned as a child. But when it comes to leaving a high control environment, it takes a lot of courage. So if you've been inspired by Jill, let me know. I would love to hear those kind of stories. So let's talk about her latest post, because actually this post was akin to my heart, because if any of you guys follow this channel, you know that I am a mother to a preemie, a NICU graduate, and Mr. Freddy actually spent a very short time in the NICU, but time in the NICU nonetheless. And anyone that spends any time in the NICU knows that it's not easy. On her Instagram, this is what she said. How is my baby so big already? Throwback to little over 2 months ago when I was squeezing in all the snuggles I could with my little Freddy. We had a little bit of a NICU stay because he was born a little early and needed some extra adjustment time. Any of you other NICU mamas out there know that feeling when you just want to sit and hold them till your bladder nearly bursts? Thankful to be enjoying the days bonding together at home now. Also, a shout out to Ronald McDonald Charities for all they do to support families. Thank you, and if y'all don't know about them and have a child in the hospital going in and out overnight stay procedures, you need to check them out. So someone in the comments mentioned this, and this is where she gave some information about her mom. We spent 38 days in the NICU with my first, and the amount of times I realized I needed to eat or use the bathroom for literal hours. And she said, haha, right, so thankful that my mama and hubby were there to help take shifts to keep me fed and water bottle filled. It was just hard trying to strike the balance between keeping myself hydrated and all for my milk supply without having to go to the bathroom every little while recovering and wanting to sit there forever holding him. LOL. And she's actually super lucky. So not all NICU moms get to hold their babies for an extended period of time. And the bigger the baby is, the more time they can have out of their isolette or their crib. But the little tiny babies don't get to come out as much because they need to be under dark lights, because they need to make them, like, help the baby grow and almost treat the really tight, like, micro preemies like they are still in the womb. But when Freddy, I think he was only like a week or maybe 36 or 37 weeks. And they have this saying in the NICU that there are little boys, Caucasian boys have a tendency, and I'm not sure why, they have a tendency to be a little bit more slow to catch up with their breathing and their eating. And so if they're only like between 35 to 37 weeks, they can need usually some time in the NICU to catch up. So I actually was a NICU mother, and I shared my story, but I won't bother you with that. But what I will say is that she's saying here that her mom was with her at the hospital while she was recovering from her surgery and while she was with Freddy. So Michelle was not only at her house when she was recovering from gallbladder surgery, but she was also at the hospital after she had Freddy. I had some of you in my comments question whether or not some sort of resolution must have come into play. Like, did Michelle stand up for Jim Bob about Jill? Like, how could this reconciliation have happened? And all I can tell you is based on what she said in a deposition. When she was deposed for her lawsuit, and when she was interviewed by a psychologist to discuss like how the release of information impacted her, she was very open about her relationship with her parents. And she stated that her relationship with her mother is better than the one that she has with her dad. So she said that she spoke to her mom more frequently. She saw her mother more frequently, but she did not speak to her father very much at all and rarely ever saw him. And she was not allowed to go over to the house. Michelle is allowed to go see her. They can get together outside of the house. Jill just cannot go to the house. So she said that it's still hard with her mother. That's what she said in the deposition, but that it was a better relationship with her mom than with her dad. So I don't think it's so much that Michelle is standing up to Jim Bob, but it's that Michelle is going to Jill's turf to see her. And we don't have to love Michelle, but I will say this, is that when her kids have babies, she's always there. One of her claims to fame is being there the day that the babies are born and helping whether it's her daughter or her daughter-in-law recover by taking care of the baby so that mom can rest, and being there and bringing the baby in for feedings, and then bringing the baby out so mom can go back to sleep when they do their home births. She's done that for Anna. She's done that for like Jessa. She's very involved with her girls when it comes to their birth, and the daughter-in-laws. So I'm not surprised at all that she would be there for Jill, and I'm also not surprised she would be there for the surgery. Michelle is she's a nurturer in a weird way, even though she practiced blanket training. I know. Anyways, so she might have a more cordial relationship with her mom, but I would just classify it as Michelle doesn't need to stand up to Jim Bob to see her daughter as long as they're not seeing her at her house. I hope that makes sense. Is Jill going to have her dad come see Freddy and hang out with her dad? Not as likely. Her issues are with her father mostly, more than anyone else. Her issues are not with her mom. I know that's like hard because some people are like, well, can you have an issue with one parent and not with another? And I can say, yeah, you can. And for her, the boundary is I'll talk to mom, but I'm not going to talk to dad. So is a whole family reunion going to happen? Probably not. But it's good to see that they're reconnecting. Is Shelly going to ever stand up to Jim Bob? Probably not. Not as long as they ascribe to the same belief system. But don't count Shelly out when it comes to the babies. But also don't count her out to defend her son and be there for him and enable him and not protect her daughters from what her son did. It's like a double-edged sword with Michelle, but they're past that. And Jill is the one that was victimized, and she's the one that has to come to terms with how she develops her relationship with her parents, and that's up to her to decide what she's comfortable with and not comfortable with. She continues to do therapy, so we just have to trust that she's doing what she thinks is right for herself. So, what are your thoughts about this? Also, Ronald McDonald House is a wonderful charity if you ever feel like giving back. I've used them. I regularly donate to them. They do amazing work and charity for families that are going through some of the hardest times of their lives when their kids are sick. They provide a place to stay, warm meals, like laundry, showers. You'll never really understand how bad it is, how much you're going to want a hot shower if you're stuck at a hospital. And they have like nice warm showers, and they have the best beds. They're not always available just for like overnights, but if your child is like in the ICU, they're generally rooms available. It just depends on how far away you live from the hospital. That's how where we live is. So definitely check them out if you're considering looking for a good charity. And I'm glad that she used her platform to share that. I love Ronald McDonald House as well. So what are your thoughts about this? Tell me in the comments below. Bye guys.